A woman's responsiveness is a direct indicator of how interested she is. If she's not responding, you might want to think it's her childhood trauma. You might want to think it's because she's working on herself. You might want to think a bunch of reasons, but really it boils down to one thing and one thing only. She's not attracted to you enough.
And those words of wisdom come to you from Sadia Khan, internet psychologist, relationship expert. You probably recognize her from the podcast scene. She's done them all. She looks the part and she speaks well, and she's been massively successful. But in the past few days, she's come under fire for not being the high-value woman she presents as, but instead being a card-carrying, proud side piece who, after being caught being involved with another woman's fiance, the wife called her up and said, like, what the fuck's going on here, sort of thing. She proudly claimed to the woman, I will suck your husband's dick if I want to, even on your birthday. Not really the type of behavior you'd expect from a relationship coach. But let's take a listen.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
And I can do it on your wedding day and your birthday.
Okay, well,
and
we'll
the days
see.
After.
Okay.
I've been in situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me after.
I'll suck his dick on your birthday, or on your wedding day even, she said. Now, I've got to admit, part of me rates the lyrics, right? I just love a bitch. Don't we all? She's all right bitch for saying that, isn't she? And no wonder he wants his dick sucked off her. If that's what she's saying to his wife, what kind of dirty talk is she coming out with? But we have to remember, this is a relationship expert here. She's giving out advice online as to how to live your life. How are you going to be a relationship expert if you're actively destroying other people's relationships? The internet never ceases to amaze me at this point when people who claim to be one thing are completely another. And it's the fact that she taunts the wife and says, look, if you've got an attitude, I'll just suck his dick. Of course she's got an attitude. You're shagging her husband. It's as if she's out of order for having a problem with it. I love the gaslighting. And as you can see here, some of the messages that she was sending this guy also have been found by the wife, where she says, who else has a side chick on these levels? Told you, I'm such a sick side chick. And this guy actually seems a little bit worried about her mentally, and he's like, we can't have a normal conversation without you talking about hoes, relationship, marriage, cheating, or murder. Heal, man. She replies, oh, welcome to Sadia. Welcome to the freak show inside my head, boy. I must admit, I can imagine, like, it's a hell of a ride, right? Being involved with a woman like this. It must be mental. No wonder she can give out so much advice, because she's probably had a lot of experience with men. And shout out to this guy, Goob, on Instagram. He uncovered a lot of this. And let's just say Sadia is not taking it so well.
This is Sadia Khan, the online influencer psychologist that promises she can show you how to attract women, be a better man, and fix your relationship. I did a story on her the other day because she edits her videos and I thought it was very funny. I criticized her in the video because it was very obvious that she puts waist filters on any video.
Basically, the lines of the shadows are like molding around her arse all of a sudden. So, like, yeah. This is the thing that people often forget, in my opinion, about these psychologists and these people online, is they're just people. Even some mental health experts are fucking crazy. I'm not saying she is, but like, they've got their insecurities, they've got their problems themselves. The idea that everyone who's trained in psychology has got life figured out is bullshit. And the quicker people on the internet watching these people figure that out, the better.
But when I called her out, she lost her goddamn mind.
So she's been writing comments back to people online who have been pointing out some of the things that he has raised. Boy, you know you're a porn addict and you have to pay for sex. We both know this about you, midget. She's so mean. You look like you are into animal porn. Who writes that? What the fuck? 5'1" porn addict, mad at women who expose their addictions and inability to get women. Shock.
These are videos that my followers sent me. This person left a comment on her page, and she tried to call them via audio 4 or 5 times. And then when they wouldn't pick up, she left the threatening message that you'll see scroll by here. Pick up, bitch, or I'm gonna post your address online. And here's another one from another one of my following. Pick up, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Pick up. Calling over and over.
This is really, really weird. People have asked me before, like, why do you have your replies turned off on Twitter? Why do you not bother doing this sort of stuff that she's doing right now? Mentally well and happy people don't waste time worrying about what people on the internet are saying about them. If your ego is so fragile that people saying mean things about you on the internet is like bothering you enough to spend time out of your day to reply to them, how likely is it really that you're content in your life? Because if you're content and you feel good and you're happy with who you are and the people around you love you, those little bullshit words shouldn't even penetrate your life, your existence at all. And I think if they do, it's probably because you're actually insecure at the things that are being said, that there's some truth to them. And maybe you don't think you're a great person either, and that's why it's bothering you. Because I'm genuinely just too happy to give a fuck about that sort of stuff. It's bizarre. Imagine bickering with people who don't even fucking know you for all that time. Like, I just don't get it, personally.
This is a person that sells one-on-one phone call coaching bullshits for 6,000 GBP, which I understand now is 8,000 USD.
$6,000 for a phone call. Don't get me wrong, I've seen some of her videos and she does know what she's talking about, but whoever would pay that, you gotta be mad. There's plenty of self-help stuff out there online for free, like fucking hell, kid. And I think that makes it even worse when you see that, like, she's not living by this stuff. So when you're charging people that amount of money, you better be about it. You better live by your words and be the person you claim to be. Otherwise, you're taking the piss on you. If you had all the answers, you'd be happy in your life and you wouldn't be trying to fuck with other people's men and bickering in the comments like that. Now, as it happens, there's actually a doctor in this field who's come out claiming that Sadiya Khan has forged her documents and that she isn't even as qualified as she says she is.
She is blatantly lying. She's saying that what she has presented is proof that she's a licensed psychologist. I believe she is falsifying the fact that she has a master's and that what she presents is a forgery. Some of the evidence that I have for thinking that her master's is fake is that when she would have been in her master's, the dean at the time, he's since died. But the diploma that she shows is of the new dean when she didn't attend. So that's weird. And there is a link that you can click and go straight to buy this diploma from the place that she claims to have a master's in. And it's a master's in education, not in psychology even. Her field of study that she claims that she has as her master's wouldn't even put her on track to get a clinical designation. So she is not a therapist in any way. She doesn't have any of that training. She is an academic bachelor's level psychology teacher, and she cannot misdirect the public and make you think that she is legit, because she is not.
It's another Jay Shetty, this, isn't it? Ironically, I think that she was on his podcast recently. Birds of a feather flock together. This doctor has actually brought up the fact that she's had plastic surgery, and quite a bit of it by the looks of it.
I think this is actually the real Sadiya Khan. I do not have proof of that at this point.
She's had good work done. She looks great for her. I can't fucking hate on her. She is a good looking woman. She's probably not going to like the fact that this bird has put the old version of her out there. I don't think that's that big of a deal compared to the fact of, like, I'll suck your husband's dick if I want to. It's pretty irrelevant compared to that. I guess the point that she's making is that she's a fake in every single way. That's what she's trying to drive at there. And to be honest, the more I've, looked into these kind of advice givers online, the more fakes you find. While I'm on the topic, I think it's a good time to look at a few of these, advice givers, see what kind of advice they're giving out and how legit it is, especially because it's often women telling other women about men.
Guys get married to a girl not because she's the perfect girl of his dreams all the time, but because he was ready at that moment.
For sure.
So do you know what I'm saying?
That's why everyone says right person, wrong time.
And this is the thing. And girls don't understand this about guys, because sometimes they go, I met this guy, we're perfect. They will be with each other for 8 years and they still won't commit. And then suddenly, and it always happens, they meet a girl a year later, get married a year later.
He was just never that into her. Then he met a girl who he was really into, and he locked her down immediately because she was so much better than the previous girl. The whole right person, wrong time thing is just something men say to women to let them down as gently as they can, so that they still leave the door open for later just in case. And then you don't have to deal with the level of backlash that you might get if, you were just like, look, you're miles off what I want. I feel sorry for women who believe this sort of shit, because it is bollocks. If a man was with a girl for 8 years and the next girl he married immediately, it's because she blew her out the water.
Men don't care about your personality. They don't care about your dreams, your goals, what you want to achieve in life, your likes, your dislikes. They don't care about these things. Men do not care about you as a person. They care about what you can offer them. They care about if there's something in it for them.
Such a genius. She's got us figured out completely, lads. We've been rumbled. She's absolutely rumbled us, yeah.
That's why a lot of men love bomb in the beginning stages, because it's a manipulation tactic that is used to make you feel closer than you actually are. The more closer you feel to the man, the more he knows he's going to have access to you.
Some men love bomb. Yeah, I get it, right? The dark 1% of men who are using these tactics to get a woman to fall in love, and then they shag them and then they fuck them off. That's possible. You know what's also possible? We really like you at the start. We think you're a great person because we don't actually know you yet. And all of a sudden, the more we get to know you, the more we think, you're actually a bad person. You're actually not as nice as what I thought you were. And the love that I was initially projecting towards you, that I thought was going to be appreciated and reciprocated, you're not actually worth it. I'm going to get the fuck out of here now. And it's so funny that she goes, they want something from you. In the modern era, in 2025, what the fuck are men getting out of women, really? Like, this ain't 1940. The tea isn't on the table anymore, unless you're, an old-fashioned bastard like me. Women have never given men less in relationships. If we're being brutally honest here, this is the least men have ever gotten out of women. And that's not a knock on women. A lot of this is, modern feminism and all the shit that's part of society now. But the fact that she is making out like men are such bad people that they don't care about your personality. She's so scarred, bless her. She just speaks like someone who's been really hurt. And I think it's really sad if she thinks men don't care about what your likes and dislikes are and your interests. Like, that's weird. If that's your personal experience, I think that's sad. And I think lots of men care about women's personalities and their interests, and that lots of men do.
Here's what it means when a man disappears and comes back and says he missed you. It means whoever was distracting him actually let him down, and he needs you to give him a confidence boost because his ego's a little bit hurt and he needs a reminder that he's still desirable. Please don't fall for those tricks.
I mean, that's possible, to be fair to good old Cydia. What's also possible is he had a break from you, forgot, the bad stuff, and remembers how good the sex was and just wants to come back. And then he comes back, has the sex, and then realizes the shit he's got to go through with it. And he thinks, fucked it. Fuck this, should never have come back. And now, a word from our sponsors. What if I told you that your online information could be publicly accessible very easily right now? I'm sure you've heard about the Online Safety Act that's just been brought in the UK. This thing is making us verify our age on pretty much every website that's even worth going on, especially the fun ones. Now, the problem with this is we all know how easy it is for these third-party companies to get hacked. Next thing you know, your private information is in the hands of all the wrong people, and who knows what damage they could do. The good news is that Incogni is here to save the day, and they can help by removing all of your private and personal information from the internet. Just click the link in the description below and you can get 60% off your annual plan now. And I've mentioned before that these data brokers who are scouring the internet for your personal information, they're looking for your email, your full name, your address, and anything else they can get their hands on. And best case scenario, you get hassled with sales calls. Worst case scenario, they run a bunch of scams and try and get your money. We hear about it all the time where people have bank cards taken out in their names and all sorts. It's mental. But Incogni stop all that by reaching out to these data brokers and making sure that your information is deleted. And they can also look into any specific website you want where your personal information is and get it removed. It's really easy to use. All you got to do is open your account, tell them whose information it is that you want removed from online, grant them permission to work on your behalf, sit back and relax, and they will keep you updated along the way. And the best thing is, it's risk-free for 30 days, so you can try it, and if you don't want it after the first month, you can get a full refund. So take back control of your data now and get 60% off your annual plan when you click the link in the description below. Go to incogni.com/Geordie and make sure you're protected now.
Girls, question. If you date white guys, white American kind of guys, what's your complaint? Like, what is actually your problem? Because white men are the easiest men on. You don't know what other men are like. Like, you don't have to cook, you don't have to clean.
Not with me, you fucker.
You don't have to even be loyal to him. If you cheat on him, he's like, oh, as long as you don't do it again.
She's basically said white men are simps. That is exactly what she's saying. Yeah, she probably thinks that because they're the ones paying the fucking $6,000 to fucking ring her up, aren't they?
I think it's weird when wives are like, thank fucking God my husband left the house today. I'm so fucking glad he's gone. I'm so glad he's out of town. They don't like the husband, just say so. If I could cut my husband's skin suit open and wear it, I would. I'm obsessed with him. He's the greatest thing on this fucking planet. I want to be attached to him at the hip every moment of every day for the entire rest of my life. There is not a single moment that goes by that I'm like, oh, so glad he's out of town. I think that's weird.
What a refreshing change, as crazy as the way she described it was, for a woman to just be praising her man and saying how great he is. This is roughly, without the skin suit thing, how women should talk about their men, by the way. This is no game playing, no pretending not to like each other that much so that you don't come across too desperate. She is putting her feelings out there, the raw truth, and probably has a healthier relationship than 99.9% of people on the internet. Because your partner should be obsessed with you. That's a good relationship. If you're obsessed with each other, that's what it should be like. I learned that as I got older. I was a bit immature back in the day, but I'm better now.
What makes a man super attractive is his ability to embrace rejection. When a woman doesn't want you, firstly, you don't take it personal. Secondly, you accept her opinion. What the weak men will do is when a woman rejects him, he'll fight harder. We start to see you as somebody who doesn't have alternatives. And by alternatives, we don't mean you need to have other women lined up, but you should have a life that you enjoy with or without us. And we are not attracted to men that are not living a fulfilling life. So hanging on makes it really, really unattractive for a woman. The gracious way to handle rejection is say, oh, okay, no worries, you're a great girl, and whoever ends up with you is the lucky man.
On this one, I've got to give Sadia credit, because this actually worked for me in meeting her lass. When she was with someone else, I was like, yeah, cool, he's a lucky man, enjoy, have fun. And, you know, when that inevitably crashed and burned, who got the message?
I don't chase, I replace. Truly, I love that saying. I don't chase, I replace. I don't lack, I just transition. If somebody gets up and walks out of your life, whether it's a friend or a relationship, then they're doing you a massive favor, okay? Because a real, true best friend would not do that. If they genuinely were riding for you and loved you so much, like, your friendship would mean so much more than their ego.
Sometimes you have to walk away from people because they're no good in your life. They're bad for you. Friends aren't supposed to just put up with everything. That, you know what I mean? Like, that's actually not logical. Everyone has a breaking point of what they're prepared to tolerate. And when it reaches that point, everyone has every right to walk away from whatever they don't think is good for their life. And this might be a classic case of someone who doesn't realize that they were the problem.
I have one husband, right? I don't know him yet. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know where he's at. But like, I have my husband somewhere that God has for me. If a man and I broke up, he's not my husband, clearly. Yeah. Why would I be sad over a man that's not my husband? I don't know you.
I think she's like a religious girl because she keeps bringing God up. God has got me a husband somewhere. He's going to be there. He's going to be in my life. And if someone leaves me because I'm toxic or whatever, they just weren't meant to be my husband. That's on them. God will send a husband to me. I don't even worry about that. It really reminds me of the story about the guy who was lost at sea and a boat comes along and they're like, do you need help, mate? We're going to save your life if you want. He goes, it's all right. God's going to save me. And they're like, okay. So they carry on by. Another boat comes. Do you need help, mate? Not good. God's going to save me. Don't worry about it. You just carry on. He drowns and dies and he goes up to heaven and he says to God, why didn't you save me? He goes, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I sent 2 boats. This notion that God is going to create this perfect person for you, like that you don't have to evolve yourself or you don't have to worry when maybe someone thinks that you're, toxic and, oh, it's okay, God will sort it all out. It's such a childish way of looking at things, in my opinion. Maybe God sent you someone who was right for you, and the question was, could you evolve enough and become a better person enough for them to stay with you, and you failed the test? How about that?
In a relationship and you then bring sex in it outside of marriage, so you don't know if that's real love. Of course you're going to think you love this person. You're having sex, it's a dopamine hit, you're on a high, feelings get involved, of course that. So you will never know if it's truly love. And that's why the divorce rate is so high, and that's why you get into marriage and then all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, this isn't my person, because you are so clouded with the lust. That's why you take sex out of it and you just leave with you and the person and you get to know each other on a spiritual level, God's way. That's when you know it.
I can't even. Oh God, these people are giving out advice. Oh God. If you remove sex from it, why did God give us fucking cocks and vaginas, eh? Why did he even bother if he didn't want us to fucking use them? How about that? Sex is a part of a relationship. You can't just remove it and expect everything to be hunky fucking dory like that. Men are sexual creatures. If you want to have a chance of having a man in 2025, you better fuck him. I heard this story the other day about Nelly fucking his lass. Said we'll have space away from each other, it'll help us grow closer, this sort of nonsense. He just went with a shanty and married her and had a baby. Pulling away the pussy is a surefire way to kill any chance you've got with a good man. And it doesn't make him any less of a man because he wants to have sex with you, you fucking morons. If you have to remove any part of you as a person to have a successful relationship, whether it be your sense of humor, whether it be what you want sexually, whatever it is. You're literally withholding your ability to find out just how compatible you are with that partner. And therefore, withholding your ability to find out if you're actually the right match for each other. Fucking morons. Morons.
Most of the time when people exit relationships, especially unhealthy, toxic ones or abusive ones, the first thing that they say is, I lost myself. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Do you know how you don't lose yourself in a relationship? Set healthy boundaries for what's acceptable and what isn't acceptable. It's just common sense.
It's usually because you give and pour so much of yourself to this person that you stop prioritizing yourself and you stop giving to yourself and you stop just being yourself because you're trying so hard to be what that person wants you to be.
Bingo. Why are you trying to be what someone else wants you to be instead of being who you are? That tells me there's a problem with you, because mentally healthy people don't do a fucking personality transplant and try and become someone else. That's not normal, by the way. And you can't blame anyone else for that when you're the one making that choice, by the way. That's on you.
I no longer believe in the saying, if you love someone, set them free. And if they really love you, they'll come back. Because I'm kind of sick of being the girl that they always come back to. I'm kind of sick of being the girl that they realise how great I was, but they have to lose me before realising. I shouldn't be the girl that they come back to. I should be the girl that they stayed for. I should be the girl that they look at and go, she is everything I want, and I have to change, I have to grow, I have to adapt so that I can be with her.
Why would anyone have to change to be with you? And why do you sound so angry? It seems like this has happened a lot. So, like, is the problem them? Really? And why are you making this video online full of anger?
I don't want someone to have to walk away to realise my worth. I want someone to look at me and see it from the get-go.
Maybe you want to question why people keep walking away from you. That's the main question I'd be asking right now. I'm walking away. Like Craig David, son.
If you have to walk away, don't bother coming back. I don't want you anymore.
Clearly, they when they came back, they didn't stay either because you're quite angry. And if they did stay, you'd be in a happy relationship and you wouldn't even need to make this video. So easy to read people, isn't it?
I like a man who doesn't make me feel bad. Like, I like a man how the other day I stopped on the side of the road and I ran out of gas. Luckily, Ari was with me, so she filled the tank. But like, if I wasn't with you, I would have called my man, and I promise you, 100% guarantee, he would have come with a smile on his face, filled up my tank, whatever he was doing, and he would not have put me down. He would have not have made me feel bad. And there's a lot of men and women who like will take a small inconvenience like that and be like, oh, like, you really, like, why didn't you think? Why didn't you think to get gas?
Can I just say, right, about 10 years ago, I would have been the guy who gone, for fuck's sakes. Maybe not that bad. But as I've gotten older, that is definitely the best thing I've worked on in my personality, is like, just understanding your partner's going to make mistakes. They're just people. We're just humans. We're all going to make mistakes. Don't punish each other for the little mistakes. Don't have a go. Just be understanding. That's actually a very good point.
Weak men create masculine women, and strong men create feminine women. Like, not by force, but simply by loving well and leading well.
Being good examples of what a man should be.
A lazy, weak man creates a woman who is required to step into the role that he doesn't step into. But a strong, humble man creates a woman who is safely submitted to her husband.
Yes.
Okay, that's true. However, now I'm going to drop some truth on these women out here. Because a lot of women say, I want a masculine man so I can feel feminine, da-da-da-da-da. A lot of masculine women deliberately choose weak, feminine, useless men because they want to boss them around and bully them. And they don't want to have to deal with actually masculine men who will put them in their place. They don't want to fucking deal with that. Because if you try to talk the same way to both guys, you're not going to get the same response. You're not going to get away with it. So as much as this is true, that's the other side of the coin.
You can make a man obsessed with you by making him feel like the man he wants to be. Now listen, if you treat him like the man he wants to be, you've got to be very smart. You've got to listen to what he wants to appear like in the world, whether he wants to be really strong and built, or whether he wants to be courageous, or whether he wants to be entrepreneurial or whatever, and speak that into him. As he starts to become that because of your feminine energy that you're using, he will become more and more and more and more and more and more obsessed with you, because you will be the oracle through which he can gain access to feeling like the ideal version of himself. It's not about how pretty you are. it helps.
I don't think this alone can make a man obsessed with a woman. There's a lot more required. However, I will give major credit here because it is the most underused thing that women have access to that they don't use. Stroking a man's ego and making him feel whatever he wants to feel like. It's a genius move, but a lot of women are scared to do it because what they think is, if I praise him too much, he'll get overconfident. He'll think I'm not, on his level or whatever. And they hold that back. They rein it in loads. It's the smartest thing a woman can do if she wants to keep a man, as long as they tick the other boxes that he wants as well.
Men will sit and reserve a seat that they think is good, but not good enough for them. So what they'll do is they won't like hop off or give you away because they go, okay, good looking, okay, has a job, okay, does all the things right. Doesn't do it for me, but I'm not going to give her up in case I can't get my dream girl. Yeah, exactly. Placeholder. So that's what's very confusing.
And it's funny because this is seen as a bad thing, but I actually think that this is a lot of men being realistic and understanding that the kind of woman we want might not be within our grasp. And the last thing we want to do is end up empty fucking handed at 40 years old or whatever. So we're going to make sure that we got something good for now. And if something great comes along, brilliant. We'll make the trade. And it is a bit soulless, right? But I think with women will often think that they're above a certain level of guy and that they're only going to settle for a guy who's of a certain level, who they think they're on the level of. And in reality, they often end up empty-handed with the cats in the house because they're not accepting of, you might not be on the level that you think you are. So which is worse? At least the men are a bit more realistic. And to be fair, the placeholder girl is probably also thinking, yeah, I'm settling. Like, do you know what I mean?
A trauma bond makes you physically sick because you can only seek comfort in the same person that hurt you. You logically know this person is abusing you, but you turn a blind eye to it because the only person that can soothe the pain is them. You're constantly in survival mode. You're exhausted, but you've learned to operate because you've normalized the mistreatment. Nobody understands the addiction or the attachment you have to them, and everyone tells you to just leave, but it's easier said than done. You'll let them cheat on you, disrespect you, and speak to you like utter shit.
This is just miserable just listening to it. No offense to the girl, like she's probably a good creator or whatever. Trauma bonding is a word that just terrifies me. How the fuck are you bonded to someone through trauma? That's fucking mental. Whatever happened to, is this person nice to me? And if they're not, probably leave. And a lot of this is just down to bad upbringings and shit like that, where people just learn to tolerate trash behavior. But if at any point you're in a relationship and you have to ask the question, am I trauma bonded to this person? Just leave.
You know that woman that he hates at work that he talks about because he hates her because she's so annoying? Because she's so annoying, and she's so mean and so annoying? He likes her. He likes her. I know your wifey and I know your girlfriend, and I know he says like she's just like disgusting and she does this and she does that. But the only way he can talk about her to you, the person he sees the most, and he wants to talk about her because that's what the brain wants, is to discuss the thing that it's thinking about, is in a bad light. I just thought I'd break it to you.
Some woman is watching this and then goes back and says, do you want to fuck Sharon at work? And he's like, no. She's fucking 55. She's a fucking hippo. I just can't stand her. What makes you think that? Well, I seen an Instagram video and it made me think that maybe you did. That's the problem. Not one size fits all.
Men don't fall in love through comfort, okay? They fall in love through stress. And no, I don't mean emotional chaos or toxic games. I mean a challenge. So the science, okay? Women bond through oxytocin and dopamine, which is connection, affection, emotional closeness. You know the vibes. But men bond through vasopressin. It's a hormone linked to loyalty and protection and overcoming challenges. So we bond through opposite things. That's why they form really deep connections with men they go to war with. It's people who they overcome challenges with, not people who make them feel cozy and flowery and amazing. So if you want to activate that bonding hormone in a man, here are the 3 ways to stress him, because you got to stress him out, ladies. Don't make him cozy. Number 1, don't be overly available. Let him wonder a little. Let him initiate that small uncertainty, speak English, triggers the pursuit. Number 2, keep your standards high. Let him work to meet them. Men bond when they feel they've earned something valuable, not when they've just got some rubbish off the street for free. Number 3, have your own life, purpose, passion, independence. That tension between closeness and distance creates attraction and long-term emotional investment from him, because he can't always get you and he's really got to put into being with you.
I understand the logic in what she's saying, but I also just think that advice can backfire quite quickly if a man has high standards of his own, is not wanting to go chasing and just wants a woman who's going to meet him in the middle and be honest and like-minded and just show just as much interest as he does and be truthful. Whatever happened to just being available? Whatever happened to just being nice? Whatever happened to not making a guy jump through hoops and just, hey, I like you, you like me, let's not play any games, let's not pretend like I might be available tonight, I might not be. How about if you're not available, I'll call the other girl? How about that? You know what I mean? Who is available? So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag when it came to all of those women giving out advice. I might, if you want, I'll do another video on these kind of lasses, because I do find this stuff quite interesting, because a lot of people live their lives so to the word of a lot of these women. They trust them so implicitly. People are paying out money for this sort of stuff. And I think after what's come out about Sadiya Khan, people need to think twice before they just take advice off some fucker on the internet because they claim to have the life that you want, when in reality they may be not living by their own words. And I've consistently gone after people who, you know, not that I'm going after these girls, but, you know, I've mentioned all of these kind of creators who say that they've got all the answers, and in reality they fucking don't a lot of the time. But let me know what you think of this scene on social media. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What you made of their advice? Let us know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the True Geordie YouTube channel. I'll see you on the next one.